Hello and welcome everyone to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the second game of this best of 3 series between WFZ spawning in and the, oh god, 3.5 o'clock position, and his opponent is going to be DHC's Yumiko, spawning in as the blue human player on the 5.5 o'clock position. I mean, another Turtle Rock game, probably I sit some random clock position as from this one, but it doesn't matter, you get what I mean. The lower bottom right-ish of the map. Yeah, probably should just say that. Either way, map is on Turtle Rock, and it is a close spawn, and that might mean it's a short game. It generally does not mean it's a short game, but sometimes it is a short game, sometimes it's not. But short games, hopefully, it is what you guys would want, because that's definitely what I want. Short games. Last game was not a short game. To be fairly honest, tempos have been changed. It's basically been switched, like switched positions basically. Early on, Yumiko looked like actually early on, basically in the early game, both players looked like they played pretty standard. Mid-game, it looked like WFZ had Yumiko on his knees, and then late game happened when Yumiko just out-expanded, What is this? Am I seeing this right? Are these militia having turns at trying to cancel that Tomb of Relics? What? If only there was a back button, I would so go back and just laugh at that. What was that? Yumiko. His lumber is gonna be terrible. Even though Fumin don't cost lumber, that was a surprising move, to be fairly honest. Either way, Archmage versus Death Knight. Anyway, late game on game 1, basically, just Yumiko just outbased his opponent and just outlasted, I guess. So yeah, surprising enough, that was probably the first time I've seen a player take a corner island expansion, and I know I haven't casted that many games, but you know, that was generally the first time I actually saw that, because no one was crazy enough to take on those level 10 dragons and hatchlings or whatever. So yeah, Yumiko looks like he's actually having a strong game this one. He might actually finish a 2-0. By the way, Yumiko is actually in the lead of the series. He is 1-0 in this. He picked up +3 strength from his initial camp. Oh, looks like WC3 is actually going to steal back his own camp with a death coil right there. Cloak of Shadows actually will be picked up by the Archmage instead, even though WFZ actually got the kill. There we go with the first script being out for the game, but actually being greeted by the wrong race. Yeah, if you spawn undead and wake up to a bunch of living humans, yeah, not the best of outcomes at all. Just remember that. Either way, I have no idea. Oh, this was a turtle corpse. I was wondering what the hell was that? And it was a turtle, I just forgot about that. Either way, Boots of Speed probably going to be purchased. There we go, Boots of Speed has been purchased in exchange for the Cloak of Shadows, which is actually surprising because it is nighttime. Usually players would keep that item until it becomes morning or dawn or whatever. But surprisingly enough, Yumiko actually sold that item for Boots and Dust. It looks like skeletons are going to try and make some funny plays right here. I honestly believe Yumiko pulled way too many militia for that. It was just one skeleton as well. Either way, the Finn is being researched. It looks like both players are going to pretty much just trade off with each other's Ogre Warrior camps right there. Circlet of Nobility will be picked up. Surprisingly enough, the DK will actually leave the rest of the camp alone. Meanwhile, Yumiko, yeah, he didn't really care and just took out the entire camp. So rather rude of Yumiko, but you know, that is how humans play. Is he actually going to challenge this red camp? That would be surprising. A 5-minute troll warlord camp would be kind of crazy here because an aura item that would greatly affect the game might be game changing. Who knows? But I honestly thought WFZ was trying to go for the same thing, but he only has one skeleton. What is he going to try and do with that? Either way, Troll Warlord has been taken out. Lion of the Stormwind, one of the lesser aura items, to be fairly honest, out of everything here. The Tome Trapper has been taken out as well, so nothing can be benefited from this camp whatsoever for WFZ, except for that inty bits of experience right there. I'm actually wondering if the DK will get that Footman kill, and it does look like he will actually get that. So DK is nearing level 2, which hopefully might be nice, but the Archmage will soon laugh at his face as he is almost there to level 3 as well. I would expect here to be finished, which it actually is. We have this Spear Acolyte who refuses to sacrifice himself for the greater good. So he's just going to be a wasteful guy and just sit there. Lich is on its way as well, and we're going to go straight to tier 3 as well. This is a very aggressive move from WFZ as he wants to get those destroyers and that Orb of Corruption on that Lich. There we go with a creep steal right there, getting that level 2 as well. The item is going to be plus 3 agility, which not that useful for either of these races here, so yeah. Footman taken out by the DK as well. Nice pickups from the DK, but he did take a lot of damage, which I guess must be in the job description because that's pretty much all we see from DKs. A very early Mountain King as well for Yumiko. It does look like, oh wow, very early Castle Tech as well. This is surprising. Yumiko, I was already surprised about the blacksmith and the workshop being placed down and finished. They would go with a second workshop. I believe this is siege engines. Yumiko is gonna siege engine rush his opponent, and that will be like one of the most boring strategies to go for in this kind of situation. But come on, it's a close spawn. It's a close spawn versus someone who has a lot of buildings. So, you know, I can see siege engines coming up, but apparently that's not going to be the case. It's going to be flying machines. Seriously, I think that flying machine is just going to be used as a scout. I can't imagine... Oh, he's going to get a second one. I can't imagine double workshops pumping out flying machines. I mean, one workshop might be enough. I do feel that in game 1 that Yumiko kind of overdid it with his flying machines. Not saying that the flying machines were actually the game changer right there. I don't think it was. Either way, we're gonna have a militia rush coming in as well. This looked like a very aggressive tower rush right here, which is a little strange because the Mountain King is here. Mountain King's not really a good tower rush hero. Usually you find that with Beastmasters, Fire Lords, and I guess arguably the Panda. There we go with Death Gore trying to heal up that Crypt Fiend, but the militia rush still too powerful and overpowered and still needs to be nerfed. Takes out a Crypt Fiend that was healed up. Either way, Death Knight needs to be a little careful. We'll probably purchase a health potion right there. WC does have the gold for that, but will he have the intuition to actually do that? Who knows? Okay, level 3 Archmage, level 1 Mountain King versus level 2, level 1 DK and Lich. Do we have the Destroy upgrades? We will have the Destroy upgrades very soon. Anything else? It's 40 versus 40. Yumiko still hasn't revealed his secret master plan. I was expecting siege engines, but we're not seeing those. Web is also being researched. Okay, I mean both players are pretty much just fighting for the Scarcatcher and Sea Turtle, and the item that everyone was fighting for was a Wand of Mana Stealing, and the Mountain King will get comboed right there. The Nova Coil combination will take out that level 1 Mountain King. Won't be won't be enough trouble to actually revive straight away, but we have the Paladin as well. That is the human Triforce, or Tri-Hero combination. We will have the Knight actually being added to the mix as well, so Knights are being queued up. You would generally see Griffins being added to the mix as well, but apparently flying machines are just a cheaper version of those Griffins. I mean, why tame Griffins when you can build planes? Yeah. There comes the Holy Light, but we do have a Dark Ranger added to the mix for WFZ as well. I honestly believe that the Undead semi-tri-hero combination is way better than the human tri-hero combination, mainly because they just complement so well with each other. Black Arrows just tagging everything, and then the Lich just killing everything and proc those Black Arrows. The DK healing every unit, including the Dark Ranger because she is undead. That just, you know, complements very well. Uh-oh, looks like the Lich has been caught out, but it looks like this Footman will be taken out to actually imperfect, or deperfect, or whatever word comes to mind, that surround. It looks like the Knight has yet to be killed off. He was Staff of Sanctuaried by the Mountain King. So there we go, Staff of Sanctuary is actually gonna heal up that Knight for free. The only drawback is that the Knight actually can't be of any use. And here we go, workshops. I'm so disappointed about this. Why is Yumiko not producing siege engines? It could have worked, to be fairly honest, but obviously his double workshop's not working. Why build multiple production buildings if you're not going to produce from the extra one? Who knows? This single and only Arcane Tower will be destroyed. Guard towers are finally on the way, but I think it's a little too late for that, as they could just be focused easily. The Paladin does not level 2, so Divine Shield is an impossible thing to actually happen. Dust Appearance is going to be used to take out the Burrowed Crypt Fiend right there. Very simple, very easy. However, this might not be easy for WFZ. If Yumiko could get a lot more of those Knights to take out those Crypt Fiends, it might be a little easier. But, you know, that's not exactly happening. 0-2 upgrades on those Knights, focused on their durability instead of the amount of damage they actually pack a punch, or the amount of punch they actually pack. We have a Nova Coil invested to take out one Knight, and Knight is a pretty damn expensive unit, and exchanging that for a bit of mana, I mean, anyone would go for that. Either way, another Knight has been popped up, trying to intercept, I guess, these Crypt Fiends right here. Meanwhile, Yumiko's main army is pushed back to, I guess, the rear of the base. This is not actually going out so well for Yumiko as I thought. Those siege engines might have been a way better option, to be fairly honest, because it would have forced the main bulk of WFZ's army to focus on those siege engines. But, you know, Knights, well, Knights, they're hard to queue up, and they are not that immediately effective, I guess, because they don't deal as much damage as siege engines might. They just be there and just eat a lot of damage. Unfortunately, spells are not kind of the damage that they're good for. And Yumiko is going to give the GG right there. And I guess you could basically argue that humans are completely pathetic if they don't have an expansion. So yeah. Either way, Game 3 is going to be up very soon. I don't think I will cast it tonight because it's basically 2 AM. So yeah, sorry about that. Game 3 will be up very soon, as well as the other series that might be coming after. So yeah.